Alright everyone, what's going on? It's Rico Sensei, and here I have my review on episode 4 of Kakegurui, or Kakegurui. I still can't pronounce it right, but it doesn't matter, it's still a great series. So, let's just go right into it. So, if you guys don't remember last week, Yumiko she received it, but it seemed like the council was working on something, and she received it this week, and it turns out to be what they call her life schedule. And we really don't know what that is for a minute, but then we figure out that Satome pretty much has the same thing, and she was curious to know what it was too. So she went to the student council, whatever, and she pretty much figured out what it was, and it's exactly what it says. It's a life schedule. The student body pretty much scheduled her whole life, what's going to happen, to who she's going to marry, the kind of kids she's going to have. They scheduled that for her, and she really didn't approve of that, so she kind of got pissed at the student council, and the student council pretty much, they bite back, so they got back at her. They was pretty pissed that she came back, and it was just one-sided. Like, Satsume had no chance winning that argument, so she took the life schedule and just stormed off. And that's the end of Satsume we see for a minute. Then we go back to Yumiko, and as you guys may know, she's now a house pet since she lost last week's gamble. So now people are pretty much treating her like they treat every other house pet. And 3 guys approached her saying, "Yumiko, can you come outside with us?" They didn't ask, they said, "Come outside with us." And they went out somewhere private, and they said, "Okay, Yumiko, strip for us." And she took off her jacket, and she teased them with the little, thigh, what do you call it? And she then said, "I'm sorry, I'm going to have to decline. You're not my type." And they got pretty pissed about that, and they started strangling her, which was a little disturbing. But it was even more disturbing because she had a huge smile on her face. And Suzui, we all know he's not going to do anything. He's too wimpy to do anything. So another member of the student council came. I forgot her name. I think it's Ishika or Ishida, something like that. And she pretty much said, "Yo, you need to let go of her right now, or we can settle this in another way." And she brought out a gun, saying, "Okay, since you like gambling and everything, let's have a gamble. My gun has 1 bullet. If it fires, you got no choice but to let go. If not, then you can keep on doing what you do." And then she flipped the gun around and said, "Let's make it more interesting, to where if the bullet fires at me, I can't do anything. I'm pretty much dead. And if it doesn't, then you have to let go." And so the guy pretty much said, "This guy boring. You're crazy," and they just left. So that all that happened, and then Yumiko, she was okay, all that. Suzui finally showed up and said, "Are you alright?" And the student member pretty much got pretty pissed off that the guys left. So she went to the bathroom with the gun, and she said, "I need more of this thrill," because apparently she gets off to roulette. I don't know, but she was getting off to the roulette. She fired the gun and nothing came out, and she had her pleasure. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. She had her pleasure. She's crazy. She's the craziest person out of this whole series so far. But that's all we've seen about her. I'm sorry. It was really, really crazy. It was a really crazy scene. But yeah, that happened. And then around the second half, we have the pretty much all the students that were in debt, and the student body pretty much came up with a little group to everyone in debt, and they came up with the game called the debt exchange game. And that kind of says it all right there. Pretty much the student body groups everyone up. I don't know how many groups, but I think it's 4 people a group, and they play games to exchange their debt. That's pretty much it. And if they win, you know, the debt comes off, of course. So after that, we figure out that Yumiko and Satome are pretty much in the same group, and the guy that pretty much told Yumiko to strip, that he's also in that group. So it's 3 people in that group, and there's one other person. We really don't know much about that person. I don't think she's gonna be a major character. So that happened. That group went to a certain room, play a certain game, and they was going back and forth or whatever. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And around the end of that episode, the guy who was told Yumiko to strip, he really isn't in debt that much. He just wanted to play the game. He just wanted to gamble just to gamble, to get more profit, pretty much. And around the end of the episode, the game's not over, by the way. This gamble game's not over. By the end of the episode, we see that Satome pretty much has her little resolve, saying, I'm tired of being treated as a house pet. I deserve more than this. I don't like this life schedule kind of thing they set up for me. I'm ready to get out of here. I just need to fix this really quick. And it seems that Yumiko and Satome are pretty much going to work together. I don't know how that's going to work, but it seems that they're working together to trick these 2 characters to at least win or get a little off their debt, because that's what happened. They tricked each other to get the debt off. So that's pretty much the end of the episode. It ends with Satome tricking the guy to being in debt. We don't know if that's it. But yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. The first half of this was crazy. The second half actually seemed like it had a purpose for the plot. First half was just there to, I don't know, shock value maybe, and maybe to know a little bit more. But that's going to be all for this review. Guys, comment below. Tell me what you thought about this episode. Leave the video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on my next video.